Okay, so today's learning target is going to be simplifying expressions. We have been working on a little bit of algebra, and we've worked on expressions, but we are now going to learn to simplify them if they have more than one step, and the steps go together, as I'll call it, okay? So today, we're going to take just a few notes, otherwise known as math problems. Okay, and today is a new 9 weeks, fourth 9 weeks. Like I said, if you want to clean out your binder, you can. Please restock paper and pencils. Okay. We talked last week, and we realized that an expression would look something like this. And an equation might look something like this, okay? The key being that equations have equal size, okay? Basically today we have got to learn to clean up everything we can about expressions so that tomorrow we can solve equations. Tomorrow we'll finally be able to find out what the variable is, okay? But we can't do it yet until we kind of clean some stuff up, okay? Now, we're going to simplify these things. We are going to put all of the like terms together, okay? Like terms together. Now, you've been doing like terms since you were probably about 4 because you've done stuff like 3 plus 4. Well, instead of writing 3 plus 4, we just know it is 7. Those are two like terms that you've put together. Okay? Yes? I'm trying. Okay. But going into algebra with variables, you're going to see things like this, something like 2y plus 4y. And instead of writing 2y plus 4y, we need to put them together. These are like terms because they both have a y. We can put them together. So that really is 6y. Okay, the only reason we can put these two together is because they're both y. Now, if it was something like this, if it was like 2c plus 4b, we couldn't put it together. That is in simplest form, because a c is going to be different than a b. Two different numbers. We don't know them, but they're two different numbers. It's kind of the weird part. Okay, so what we're going to do now is learn to just kind of clean up or simplify expressions. The first thing that we need to talk about is that okay, and this is something new. When we talk expressions, we need you to try to get all the variables in the front and then whole numbers in the back. Okay? So, like if you're looking at this problem, I'm going to start out with this 3x. And I'm going to ask myself, is there anything else with an x? Well, yes, there's a 7x. Okay? Now, when putting these together, this is like a positive 3x plus 7x, which is 10x, and then bring down the whole numbers. This one we just get to bring down plus 9. Okay? Some of them will have addition in them and subtraction and things. Okay? Let's say you have this one. Now remember, I need variables first. So my only variable is 2c. So I'm going to bring down 2c. Now, I need to think, this is a positive 9 or a plus 9 minus 6, which is how much? 3. Think about it. 9, use the symbol in front of the number. Minus 6 is 3. So we're going to do minus 3. We got to start learning to, like, combine all this stuff. And the hard part for me is they're all different. I could do 20 different styles of problems. So, okay, let's say we have this one. 9 plus 2c plus c. Now think about it. I need variables first. So let's look at these c's. What is 2c plus c? 3c. Now, let me explain. Remember, it's almost like there's an imaginary 1 in front of any variable that doesn't have a number. So if it doesn't have a number, it's kind of like that. So 2c plus 1c is 3c, and then bring down my whole numbers, plus 9. Okay. You what? Nope, we can't answer it because we need an equal sign and another number to be able to ever solve these things. So right now we're just simplifying them, getting all the c's together, all the x's together, all the y's together. Here's another one. Okay, and slowly I'll keep building on them. I'm just kind of taking it slow. So let's work with these m's. I got a 5m and a 3m. 5m plus 3m. 8m, you got it. Bring down the plus 4. Okay. What if you had this one? Ah, 5m minus 3m is 2m. You got it. Plus 4. It's weird. Right now, a lot of this is kind of like different to your eyeballs or scary or whatever you want to call it. But a year from now, you'll be like, you won't even have to question this stuff anymore. You'll know it. Yes? Yes. Yeah, simplifying, making it shorter. The expression, all you're doing is getting all the letters together. And if there's any whole numbers, you know, you may have to combine those. What if you had this one?
Uh, 16.
16n plus 3. Good. Okay. Starting to get a little more difficult. We're going to build on it. Here we go.
So it doesn't matter where you have like 15n and like 2n, so if you have like a given and n,
Try to get all your variable stuff in front. That's the only real rule, I guess. So start out with all your r's. So I got 4r minus 3. Sorry, let me start all over again. 4r minus r. 3r. Okay. And then 10 plus 1 is 11. You got it. Okay. Try this one. Okay, and these 3 are S's. Not 5s. I did my best to try to squiggle them. What do you think it is?
It's 6.
6s. Yes. Plus 9. Listen. You don't see it. This is kind of like a 1. So if I have 1s plus 6s, it's 7s minus 1s is back to a 6s. Now, some of you in the algebra world may already know this, but if you have a 1s and you take away a 1s, they kind of cancel each other out. So you can just kind of drop them. But the real answer is 6s plus 9. Now we go to the more fun ones. Here we go. They're not, like, it, to me it's not harder. I hate to use that word. It's just more challenging. There you go. Might even say more time consuming. I don't know. Okay. Okay. Slow down. 16y is right. 15 plus 2 is 17y. Minus 1y is 16y, but be careful. It is a minus 4. Okay? Be careful. Always use the symbol in front. Now we go to the fun ones. Here we go.
How do you draw the T's like that?
The T's just a little, got a wiggle line on the bottom. Now, these are the kind of concepts that if you don't practice, we never know if you can get it right, meaning you don't do your homework. We wait till test day to find out you can't do it. I realize it takes a minute to write it. That's why I'm still sitting here. I'm giving you a minute to write it. Some of you still haven't picked up your pencil and tried to write it. Now, one of my tricks that I do is different colored highlighters. You could underline them. You could mark them out as you do them. I've had some kids circle them all and then cross them out. So what I mean by that is this. I'm going to start out with variables. I'm going to start right out with these R's. I see a 3R plus 3R. So I'm up to 6R, right? Minus 6R is like nothing, right? Okay. Plus 8R means how many R's? 8R, right. So I'm going to write down my 8R. Look, that would be 6R minus 6R.
Wait, that's a plus 8.
And then plus 8. Yes. I have no clue because I haven't finished. Okay, let's look at the next one. Now the S's. I got basically a 1S plus a 4S, which is 5S. And then I'm going to go to what's left, which happens to be 9T and 15T, which is 24T. You have just simplified an expression. We can't solve it, but you simplified it.
Is it okay if I put 24T then 5S?
Okay, good question. It does not matter which order it's in, meaning someone else might give me this. Okay, the goal is to try to just get everything with a variable in front, and then if you had any plus 7 or plus 9, put it at the back. But I would have to count any of these correct. Either one. Okay, you good? Okay, here's another one. Let's say you had this one.
20x plus 10.
Okay, so the two n's we're working with are a negative 1n or a minus 1n plus 4n. So if I'm down here at negative 1 and I add 4 to it, I'm going this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm at what number? 3n.
Wait, how's it?
Because look, this is minus 1 or negative 1. If I add 4, I'm at 3n.
How are you supposed to tell us it's negative?
Because you got to look at your symbol in front. That's going to mean minus or negative. And we're just now touching negatives. Like, I know, it's kind of weird. Okay, what is 12 plus 2? 14. Okay. This is why, like, if you just don't practice, we will never know if you can do this. Plus C plus 3A plus 3AB plus 2C plus B plus 4AB. Now, I need you to know that an A by itself is one variable. If you do AB, that is a different combination. It's kind of like a Z or whatever. It is a different combination. So I'll give you a second to write it down. Not on this one, no. Some of them have subtraction, but we have to be very careful because subtraction really means negative. And since we haven't covered it much, you might see only a few of those. Okay, so I'm going to start with the A's. I got 1A plus 3A. So that is 4A. Notice I'm just doing one at a time. Okay. I got one, like a B or a 1B plus a B, which is 2B. Okay. Now I'm going to go, I got a C, just one C, plus 2C is 3C. And then the last one, I've got 3AB plus 4AB, which is plus 7AB. I know it's kind of hard to see, so I hate to do that. Picture world or highlighting world can kind of help you to see what's being put together. I've seen some kids who wrote like squares around all the A's and then maybe got to the B's and wrote triangles. I've seen some kids where they cross them out as they use them. Either way is fine. Basically what we're going to do now is I've got a little worksheet we're going to practice. It starts out super easy like the first ones, goes on to a few that look like this, not many. I hope to give you back your 9 weeks test score and any graded papers I have, okay? So keep these notes out while you're working.